Welcome back to Zwartkops, and the Extreme Festival continues. Even with the rain falling, crowds have stuck around, and you can see the racing is still pretty much good to go here. A bit of aerial material, courtesy of Nashua and Andrew Blackwood-Murray, one of the SAA pilots. There was some great entertainment here at the Extreme Festival. We now head into the G&H Extreme Supercars. Looking at this array of motorcars on the grid, nearly 40 million rands worth of motorcars coming to do battle here, including Charles Rangi's.
We had a lot of traffic, so qualifying was very difficult. We qualified first with a good time, I reckon, at 2.7. Got bumped back to 6th. Bit irritated about that, but I mean that's in the rules. That's how we race. So looking forward to coming through from the back.
Nothing like a good luck kiss from Mark Friedman. Hey, Ricky Jonakara. Well, you've got some work to do now out on the black stuff. Nicky Dix will also be pushing hard, and of course the two KTM crossbows are in full effect. Greg Parton and Dion Duplessis looking to take on the might of the Ferraris, BMWs, and the big Dodge Viper at the front end of this G&H Transport Extreme Supercars.
Greg, I just can't help but smile when I see these cars on track. This is what you come to Zwartkops for, to see the very, very best in technology get out there and go head-to-head.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see as they get the drop and across the line for race start. Ricky Jonakara fighting there with the overall champion from last year, Willem van der Westhuizen, but it's Sav Gutierrez that has got to the front with Budnik on his tail. Then Jonathan Dutoy tucked in behind Jono Dutoy. You can see the wheel working hard here as they come out of Renexcon corner. Look out for a red Dodge Viper from Stradale Motorsport to sneak through on the inside. Look at how hard Dutoy works through there. And Sav's working even harder to try and get away. Runs a little bit wide out of speed and sound sweep.
How high are these cars revving out there? Beautiful to listen to. And just so everybody knows, we're running A, B, C, D, E, and F classes here. So class for everybody. And these guys up in the front are starting to stretch away now.
Yeah, Gutierrez getting away. Budnik under pressure now. And there's a change for third as the Viper sneaks through. He gets up on the inside, and Jonathan Dutoy didn't really have an answer. Dutoy battling a little bit with a stomach bug here today, so we'll have to wait and see how the fitness affects him. But further back here, you can see that is Gianni Jonakara, not in his usual GTR M3. He's fighting in the TI today, but certainly still in with a big battle. As you can see, Oliver Delay sneaking through there and finding a way past on the Porsche.
Yes, there are places to pass on this track. We've seen it in various corners throughout the racing, and these guys got no problem sneaking up the inside, even if it is a couple of million rand.
Oh, all the way from Zimbabwe and landing up in the kitty litter. Darren Winterberg got it all wrong, unfortunately, there in the Baron's machine, and he's now stuck in the kitty litter at turn 1. That might call for a safety car. We'll have to wait and see if they get that car out, but right now there's no holding back as Rangi sneaks through and gets past Budnik.
That Dodge Viper is on a move, and great to see how quick it is as one of the Porsches goes off the track.
Vernon Bricknell gets it all wrong through Cashel Magnetech. Willem van der Westhuizen looks like he's got it all right and is looking to close in on Jimmy Jonakara. But further up the road there, you can see the 135i. We're on board with his son now, Ricky. And Ricky Jonakara, looking in the rearview mirror, has got a battle royal on his tail.
Well, having to jump out of the seat there a little bit just to see over the steering wheel. There's the number 12 of Johan Hutton, new driver to the series, having a good drive somewhere in the midfield.
You can see Gianni Jonakara battling a little bit in the TI. It's not quite what he's used to with that CSL of his, but at the front end things are now starting to heat up, and looks like we might have a new leader going through speed and sound. Can he make it thick? We'll have to wait and see. We go a little bit further back as the Jonakaras continue their battle. Oliver Delay now all over the back of Willem van der Westhuizen. That Ford GT1 is certainly giving the Ferrari F360 a bit of a run for its money.
Now starts there between Hutting, Van der Merwe, and there is Vernon Bricknell coming back onto the track and trying to make up for that crash he had a little early on in the race.
Well, Sav managed to hang on only just, but I don't think it's much more time than he's going to have at the front end as Charles Rangi's looks dangerous. He goes defensive at the top of the hill into Sassel corner, but nice driving here from Charles. Just waiting for a mistake from Sav. If he puts enough pressure, Sav usually can maintain that pressure, but every now and again we have seen him lose it on occasions. And let's see if he's able to keep it all together now. Coming down towards G&H Transport corner, and up the inside goes the Viper. Sav's run wide, all on his own sim, and the Viper sneaks through.
Good driving from Sav there, saw that Viper up on the inside, didn't shut the door, realised that the gap had already been taken. A new race leader, Charles Rangi's, as the AMG comes out of the turn sideways. We've got a driver on the 511, that's Jimmy Giancarlo, that has made a mistake.
Yeah, I got it all wrong heading down towards the last turn, and the G&H Transport 135i is now stricken in the middle of the track, so I think we might have a situation that could call for a safety car. Let's wait and see. As they come across the line, that's Vernon Bricknell completing another lap as Charles Rangi starts to open up a commanding lead now over Sav Gutierrez. And looks like Jonathan Dutoy has moved up into third place, just ahead of this man here. And that's Greg Parton's second of the crossbows. The first one is actually Dion du Plessis.
Back on board with that great shot of Jonathan Dutoy, showing you how hard the tyres are working in this class. Plenty of horsepower, Greg, and it seems like the drivers are handling it.
4.3 litre V8 amount of horsepower there with du Plessis on your tail in a crossbow that handles a bit better probably than that Ferrari does, but remember the extra power is going to help him out. No worries whatsoever though. Once he got to the front, Charles Orangi's dominant as always in the Stradale Motorsport machine. Round the outside of Dutoy in the final loop here. Can he sneak through? Watch out for the crossbow. No, just loses out as Jonathan Dutoy finishes up in third place ahead of Dion du Plessis in fourth. Dion du Plessis' fourth place gives him the win in Class B's ahead of Parton and Nicky Dix. Down in 10th place, Willem van der Westhuizen was first of the Class C's, and he had a great drive in the Stradale Motorsport Ferrari. Vernon Bricknell will come through for 2nd and 11th overall. Class C went to Barry Nell. Darren Winterboer eventually getting D's, and F's goes to Andre Bester. And a couple of lucky people got to experience what Zwartkops is all about.
It's my birthday this month, and it's my birthday party here today. And Jonathan is my favorite racer, so my mom organized it for me.
Yeah, that is not going to go very slow for you, know that, eh?
No, you need to go as fast as you can.
You don't tell Jonathan Dutoy that. He will definitely go as fast as he can. So on to the grid walk now for race number 2 of the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. Big Jimbo Janakara, very happy man, and the happiest man out there, of course, with a big smile on his face and on his helmet is Willem van der Westhuizen. We wish him and Simone all the very best as they headed off from Zwartkops to go and get married and spend some time in Mauritius. Race time though, and it's the GT1 that gets the drop down into turn 1 and to turn 2 with Sav Gutteri on his tail, and then the 2 crossbows of Greg Parton, who runs a little bit wide out of an X-Con and loses some ground.
Dion du Plessis with a great start there. He looks determined to get up to the front as we go back on board with Jonathan Dutoy. Once again, that great shot showing you the true speed of these cars up in the front end of the field.
He's working hard to try and get through as well. Remember, he is a little bit under the weather, and Charles Orangi's is going to capitalise on that. Greg Parton under pressure from Nicky Dix and Tuka Mechanicos. The Leisure Grass man is all over the back of that Ferrari and looking to sneak through as they get to the top of the hill. Will we see the Mercedes-Benz? Yes, indeed. Gets through just ahead of Nicky Dix.
Greg Parton there had such a great start going, but dropped back a few positions, so obviously some sort of a problem going through a few of the turns, and he's got a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, the other crossbow is making its way to the front, sitting in third place at the moment, Dion du Plessis.
And there's a move from Tuka into Leisure Grass and G&H Transport corner. Had a big move and tried to sneak through. Wasn't able to quite make it stick, but certainly is giving Greg Parton a good run for his money. Bit further up the field though. Oh, that is dangerous. You can see that Charles Orangi's was looking to try and go around the outside of Dion du Plessis. I don't think du Plessis saw him, and that ended up with the Viper in the dirt.
Well, that can't be too good for the car. He comes back on track, but he's going to have to assess if there is any damage there. There's the number 40, Sav Gutteri. He's looking so good up in the front.
The OKI pitbull machine certainly working well today. He's in with a chance of an overall victory if he can stay where he is, but he's got some hard-charging cars coming from behind, including that man, Dion du Plessis, who managed to survive a little altercation with the Viper. Looks like the Viper's days might be numbered as Ricky Janakara comes up on his inside. Jimbo's already through on him, and I think there's a problem there on the Stradale Motorsport Viper. Yes, indeed, slowing dramatically.
Not what he would have wanted after winning the first heat convincingly. That car looked so stable in the first race. And, well, I suppose that's what it's about, consistency if you want to win a championship.
And Sav just went a little bit wide. That's the dust that you can see. Budnick is driving through that dust and keeping Jonathan Dutoy behind him. Then it's Parton, Nicky Dix, and in the background, looks like Jimbo Janakara starting to put the pressure on and trying to sneak through for a possible victory in Class C.
Seeing a couple of puffs of dust here and there. It shows you how hard these guys are pushing. And there's Greg Parton, after making a few mistakes early in the race, trying to make amends and get back up to the front where he belongs.
Ricky Janakara now ahead of Willem van der Westhuizen. Willem van der Westhuizen looking back at Vernon Bricknell. Porsche versus Ferrari here. Battle royal that's probably raged for a good 60-odd, 70-odd years, and always great to see here at Zwartkops when a Porsche goes head-to-head with a Ferrari. Ferrari fans will be happy, and so will the Monster Boys, that Willem managed to keep it ahead of the Porsche of Vernon Bricknell.
Oh, you heard that, Ferrari. Whoa, there's a mistake up in the front. I was going to say that Ferrari was revving to its max, but we go back to the front, and it looks like Dion du Plessis is now edging closer. Could this be a win for the crossbow?
Could sneak through on Sav. Sav seemed to have a little issue with the tyres going in there. He got it all locked up, and maybe flat spotted the tyres. Oh, there's du Plessis going on the inside and possibly going to steal this victory away. Yes, indeed. Can you believe that action? We've got 3 laps to go, and it's now Crossbow leading the big BM, but the BM comes back, fights straight back, and takes lead, but he's run wide and gone into the kitty. Oh, that's big problems there for Sav. Don't hit the bump on the exit there. You might get airborne. Very similar to what we saw with Simon Moss. Yes, he did. He hit the bump. Not as high as Simon Moss, but certainly getting it all airborne.
I don't think Sav wanted to see that little crossbow come past. That was just flat out, I'm going to win this race at all costs. It didn't pay off for him. He's going to have to hold on for second now as Dion Duplessis has gone in the front.
Yeah, he has, but he's got two cars closing on him rapidly. One is Budnick, the other one is this man, Jonathan du Toit, as we go into Castle Magnatech, on board with him and pushing hard to try and sneak onto the podium position. But Budnick, he's still got to get past. And those two BMWs are not going to be easy.
Jonathan du Toit was really quick in that Ferrari. Looks like he wants to make a charge at the final end of this race. It's going to be a close one down to the line, Greg.
Yeah, they come out of Kenwood corner now, flick it over onto the left-hand side. You can see Sav is trying to hang on. There's something wrong with that car. He's fighting the car and he's fighting the two drivers behind him. Looks like Duplessis got it all sewn up. He's going to take the second race victory. But look how close it is between these three. The two BMs and the Ferrari almost side by side, and probably about half a second between the three of them as they cross the line. Jimbo Jonakara now coming down onto the braking markers. This is a Class C victory for him. Willem van der Westhuizen is going to have to settle for second place, and Ricky Jonakaro looking very dangerous right in the closing stages. It's Jonakaro's 1 and 3 in Class C as the flag comes out. So let's get confirmation there. Class A went to Dion Duplessis ahead of Sav Gutteri and Chris Budnick. That's the top three. Down in sixth place was the winner eventually of Class B's, Nicky Dix, Jimbo Jonakaro, Willem van der Westhuizen and Ricky Jonakaro, top three in Class C. It's honours for Class E going to Andre van der Merwe ahead of Andre Bester and Johan Hutting, the new man, and Giorgio Baccamini is eventually taking Class F. We caught up with Dion Duplessis.
Oh, fantastic. It was a hard race, especially the start. I tell you, there was quite difficult getting through all the traffic, but I was lucky to get through. I had quite a dice with Sav. Fortunately for myself, Sav outbraked himself twice. And the KTM just kept it on the road. Put in some good laps, and I'm glad to have won the first race. That pushed me up to Class A, and I'm lucky to win the Class A race.